Sheffield won a game in this building in mid-March. It was a league win, and they're the only team to do that inside this Cardiff ice rink in 2.5 years.
Neither team has a long history, but they're already very fierce rivals for the right to declare themselves Britain's #1.
The Cardiff Devils and the Sheffield Steelers met in the semi-final of the Benson Hedges Cup last year. Cardiff won both legs to book their third successive final place, a custom success for the Cardiff Devils. Disappointment, though, for the Steelers. It was their only semi-final appearance to date. Sheffield, though, were to have the last laugh. 4 months later, the league title safely under their belts. Another semi-final against Cardiff, this time the British Championship at Wembley. 4-4 after 3 periods, it went into a penalty shootout. It had been close, but the Devils struggled with their penalty shots. In the end, Hilton Ruggles missed, and Sheffield went through on into the final where they beat Edinburgh 7-2. Cardiff and Sheffield haven't met since then, and with pride and progression at stake, this first meeting of the two sides this season is going to be about as intense as it gets.
It's the biggest game of the season so far, and the guys are getting really pumped up. We've got a lot of training planned this week, and Paul Heavy's got a lot of things he wants to fit into the training sessions in preparation. I think it's already a sellout in the Cardiff ice rink, so it's probably going to be one of the most heated games of the season so far.
You're not basically going down to take 2 points. You're basically going to keep the score close and come back to your building and hopefully get the win in yours.
Well, we've got a physical side. We've got a big side. I mean, you know, Sheffield hasn't got small players, but I think we got, you know, a few more bigger players. You know, overall weight, I'm not sure of, but I think it could come down to who's the tougher in the corner, a bump and grind type hockey team.
They have a lot of pride, and they know that as a team they lost last year to us in a penalty shootout in Wembley. But you know, I'm sure they will like to revenge that, but they also have a lot of new guys that in their own right are going to be a good team, and whether revenge is on their mind or not, I think they're just going to be a very hard you know, challenge for us, so it'll be a very interesting weekend with them.
Steeler Nicky Chim may have divided loyalties for this one. A Devil all his career. This summer he joined Sheffield. This is his first trip back to his hometown.
You know, hopefully they won't be too hard on me. You know, I gave all my best years I've had from there. I learned my trade there, so I'm looking forward to going back there and, you know, showing them how much I've improved up in Sheffield.
Well, I wonder what sort of reaction Nicky Chim will get when he comes into his old hometown rink for this game.
Well, whatever the reception, I think tonight the atmosphere here is going to be fantastic.
Yes, I'm sure it's going to outstrip the atmosphere in Tilburg for our first coverage of the Europa Cup a week ago. Sheffield Steelers did very well in that tournament. I just wonder if they've really recovered from all of that.
Well, they better be fighting fit, because as you know, the Devils had 2 big wins last weekend.
Well, it is going to be very exciting. Let's join our commentators. First of all, former NHL player Bob Correll. And the first man you'll hear is our commentator, Tony Miller.
It may be the Wales National Ice Rink, but it's a boiling cauldron here this evening. The Red Dragon of Wales, represented by Cardiff, takes on the White Rose of Yorkshire. That's Sheffield Steelers. Let's have a look at the lineups here in this big match this evening. Stevie Lyle, a young goaltender. The mighty important Doug McEwen. Steve Moria, such an influence at centre ice on one line. Randy Smith on the other. Ivan Batulik, the Czech-Canadian. Shannon Hope and the Cooper brothers, of course, they provide goals aplenty for Cardiff Devils. For Sheffield, their line-up, goaltender Martin Mackay, so influential in Holland. Tim Cranston, vital. Tommy Plummer, also important too. And Nicky Chim, back on home territory in his hometown of Cardiff. Tony Hand, arguably the best man in British ice hockey. Chris Kellan, an influential and experienced defenceman. And Les Milley, the Scot from Fife. Ron Shudra, though, of course, the captain. On their way to this stage, only a draw with Basingstoke Bison prevented a 100% record for the Cardiff Devils. Sheffield, 1 black mark, the defeat at the hands of Nottingham Panthers, otherwise well nigh perfect. The referee this evening is Simon Kirkham, who comes from Leicester. And his 2 linesmen here tonight, Terry Young and Lee Young, are 18-year-old Lee Young, the father and son from Bracknell. Here we go, the action underway. O'Connor gets it out, but the Devils get it straight back in, and Shannon Hope's the man after it. Turn for Sheffield, but Greg Ware stops it on the red line, fires it back in. Randy Smith for Cardiff. Sheffield came back. Andre Marlowe. Neat turn but held on. Devils holding the puck in well. Can they get it out? Only as far as Shannon Hope. Plummer back for Sheffield. Getting it out to Cranston. Good forward, Greg Ware. Bob Carroll alongside me. Cardiff getting in charge from the early stages and keeping the puck in the Sheffield defensive zone. Round behind the net, O'Connor. For Sheffield. Puts it up the ice. Ian Cooper. The slap shot against the back netting. No plexiglass here, it's netting in this Cardiff ring. Doesn't bounce back quite so fast, but Priestley, the chance coming in here. Great opportunity, but down there, well, was young Stevie Lyle to effect the save.
Very good combination play here between Ken Priestley and Tony Hand coming out of the zone. Priestley just getting in behind. Stephen Cooper finds his trailer, Tony Hand, who gets a shot on Stevie Lyle, but a nice save by Stevie Lyle to keep this score at 0-0.
Face-off, though, deep in the Cardiff zone. One point, and played back to Matulik. Here come the Devils, with the crowd right behind them. The slap shot in, palmed away, and going in from Ian Cooper. The stick broken for Stephen Cooper as the Steelers come away. Shooter's on the left, waiting for it. Doesn't reach him. Ian Cooper, Stephen Cooper. Shooter for the Steelers. First icing call of the game, and really end-to-end stuff early on, Bob.
Tense action so far in this match. Icing the puck is a call on that play there. We saw that, the Sheffield player icing the puck. It's not permitted when both teams are at equal numerical strength. Thus, it's an infraction when the player on his team's side of the red line shoots the puck all the way down the ice and it crosses the red goal line.
Well, the face-off then to the Devils, deep in the Sheffield zone. Can they ease it back? Greg Ware's on point. As the Steelers get it out, the chase is on. Ron Shooter and Greg Ware. Ware to the fore. Moria trying to get his pass away. Moria again. Across the goal. Matulik getting close to getting the touch, but not succeeding. Tony Hand on the chase, still scoreless here in the Wales National Ice Rink. It's Cardiff 0, Sheffield 0. Matulik with Ian Cooper. Matulik on the puck. Good stick handling there, gets the shot in. Brilliant save, in fact, by Mackay.
Bit of a foregone conclusion there. Ivan Matulik elects to take the shot on the goalkeeper, but that just hit the side of the net. The referee lost track of the puck, so he decided to call a stoppage in play. There's a shot from Matulik, just hits the side of the net. He whistles it down. As a result of that call, it comes out into the neutral zone where we'll have a face-off.
Cardiff 0, Sheffield 0. He's back to Mike Ware. With him is Stephen Cooper, captain for the Devils. But the call takes the puck right back up the ice, and there, a face-off in a good position for the Sheffield Steelers.
Coming off a tough weekend, the Sheffield Steelers, I feel, have adapted to this game very, very well. They were in a situation where the timing of the game would have been that much quicker. They'd had less time to work on the puck. Here they may find that to an influence for themselves.
Stephen Cooper gets the puck away for the Steelers. France is on the chase, but playing safe is Martin Mackay.
A game such as this, Tony, will go down to one-on-one battles. I know we keep talking about these things where two players fight for the puck against one another, but it's these little one-on-one battles. It's whoever's going to win those is going to create the scoring opportunities and get the final result at the end of the day.
Ware is on point, Stone's on point. with the face-off. Randy Smith kept back in. Shannon Hope round the back of the net chasing. Flipped out quickly for the Steelers, but only as far as Greg Ware. In his turn to Shannon Hope. Across the ice to Jason Stone, McEwen. Marlowe reads it well. Kept in by McEwen, but comes out as it rolls. Plummer with the chase for the Steelers. Round behind the net it goes. There's Billy's in there well. Looking for somebody on the point, on the near side. Lovely chase, Randy Smith has a man with him. There's McEwen, great effort. Puck kept in, Shannon Hope with the shot just wide. Jason Stone keeps it in. O'Connor round the back of the net to Plummer. Plummer gets it out of the zone to relieve the pressure. They change on the fly, both teams, but coming forward quickly, Ian Cooper. Here come the Steelers this time. Ron Shudra trials it very well by Ian Cooper for the Devils, but it falls in fact here, and a great chance coming the way of Priestley. A lovely save there by the young goaltender. He's very good for his age, Bob, isn't he?
He comes out of the net very, very well, which is important for a young goalkeeper. Bit of a mix-up in the defensive zone by the Devils. Ken Priestley, the man there, you don't want to have the puck and shooting it, but Stevie Lyle comes out of his net, cuts the angles down, and makes a nice stop.
Steve Nemeth for the Steelers. But it's brought away by Shannon Hope. Away indeed to Randy Smith. Flicked deep into the Steelers zone by Doug McEwen. But it's out again, and the chase is on. This time the icing call once again takes the puck right up the other end of the ice. No penalties so far.
Steve Nemeth coming off an injury. He'd been out a month prior to playing in the European Cup last weekend, and he did a tremendous job. He came out, gave it his all, and was a very key figure, especially against the Slovenian side.
They're enjoying it here at Cardiff. They're all singing, shouting and chanting. In the Steelers zone. Callan's got to shadow it round. McEwen's there. McEwen wins the puck, but only finds, in fact, Cranston. Cranston brings it away. Lovely pass there, and the chase is on. It's waved on by the officials. That's in order. But some pretty good defensive cover there from Mike Ware, just when it mattered. Randy Smith. No man on the left wing, just where he wanted it. Doug McEwen had come across to the other side, and vacant space allowing the Steelers to come away. Shannon Hope with stick handling. Stephen Cooper. Plummer to the Steelers. They pass out and hit out of the rink because Lesmany threatened to go on the chase.
Both teams playing tactful defense. Stephen Cooper voted the best British defenseman for the last 4 out of 5 years. But more importantly, him and his brother have been part of a Wembley Championship team for almost the last 6 years. Just goes to show you the importance of these two players in your lineup.
And it's Marlowe that puts it deep into the Cardiff zone, but Jason Stone flicks it out. Marlowe gets a stick to it, which means no chance of icing. Halfway through the first period. Here come the Steelers. Marlowe. Lovely poke check from Mike Ware on the blue line. Marlowe again. Priestley's with him. Shudra. Tony Hand, all chasing into the zone. Out come the Devils. Ian Cooper. Moria. Just over the bar there.
Ivan Matulik, an Edinburgh racer last year. Nice play by Greg Ware to get the puck to Ivan Matulik in the zone. He takes the shot just off the glove of Martin Mackay and over the barrier.
Well, it's certainly even, it's certainly 0-0, and certainly, Bob, both teams know they're in a match.
They are both playing very well defensively, and I think this is a key to the game.
A shot there from Jason Stone, and we've got some action on the edge of the goal crease. They're quickly in, and so too are the officials.
One of the dominant influences of Ian Cooper, number 66 for the Cardiff Devils, is he has always had the reputation of going where no other player goes. He gets himself in front of the net, he causes problems for the goalkeeper, just generally makes a nuisance of himself, but it's so important in terms of the tempo in an ice hockey game.
Ian Cooper, but brilliantly kept in there. The effort there from Hope. Ian Cooper again. 19 is Moria. Back to point. Jason Stone flicks it forward. It's Kellen for the Steelers. Neil Abel in front of the net, Kellen behind it. Kellen with the puck, playing it into the zone. The Steelers attacking zone, Devils defensive zone. Back in fact quickly there to Priestley, but here come the Steelers. Matulik on the puck. Taken out well there by Abel for the Steelers. Greg Ware looking for Moria. Callan to Nemeth. Tony Hand. One back by Ian Cooper. Knocked down by Martin Mackay. Callan. Chin. Only as far as Francis. The young Welshman turns it out of the defensive zone just when it was required, and McEwen's on the puck. Great chance for Doug McEwen. Slips in a brilliant save with his feet by Martin Mackay. And there, Doug McEwen coming desperately close to adding in his 8 Benson Hedges goals already this season.
Transition from offense to, or from defense to offense. Nice little pass to Doug McEwen. Great play to go in around Mike O'Connor. Martin Mackay equal to the task by cutting the angle down. Offense, transition. Doug McEwen, he's such a great skater. This is the biggest part of his game. He can go all night out there, and he's such a strong skater.
And Martin Mackay there certainly proving his worth once again, as he did in the event in Tilburg at the weekend in the Europa Cup. Martin Mackay, probably the star man of that tournament, Bob.
He played well. He was goaltender of the tournament.
Nemeth. The penalty called on that was to Mike O'Connor, 2 minutes for slashing, which means that almost getting a short-handed goal there, the Steelers, as they broke. McEwen flicking it in, Stephen Cooper. Shannon Hope on the chase. The big guns out here, but here comes Sheffield. McEwen. Ron Shudra so vital on the penalty kill. Mike O'Connor there in the box.
He is a very dedicated person as far as the sport is concerned. He works very hard off the ice to try and keep himself in shape, and a tremendous ambassador for the sport.
Stephen Cooper coming back for the Devils as they build on this. Mike Ware. Moria turning it back, desperate to get it to the man on point, where Mike Ware gets a shot in. It's high, but it hits his own man Matulik on the back and rebounds to safety for the Steelers. The power play again for Cardiff Devils. Ian Cooper flicks it in. Matulik on the chase. The cover there from Tony Hand. 0-0 still here in the Wales National Ice Rink as Tony Hand covers well. Hand flicks it up to gain more time and a breathing space. And very shortly, Mike O'Connor, seconds to go to come back on the ice. As the Steelers break, O'Connor is back and the Steelers back to full strength. And they survive the Cardiff power play. Cranston, McEwen with the cover. Hope winning it well. McEwen's there. Randy Smith is there. The shot from Les Milley, it's high, it's wide, and Stevie Lyle watches it go by. 0-0 here at the Wales National Ice Rink. Cardiff Devils 0, Sheffield Steelers 0. The shot from Randy Smith. Better safe than sorry, says Martin Mackay, and a breather for all concerned.
Randy Smith just stepping in over the blue line, takes a shot on Martin Mackay. He just covers up and creates a face-off in the zone. He's not taking any chances out there. Fast tempo to this match. A little bit of a mistake deep in the zone could cost you a scoring opportunity.
Right, the face-off deep in the Steelers zone. Here's just another chance for the Cardiff Devils. 5.5 minutes remaining on the period. 0-0. The Cardiff fans outnumbering their Sheffield counterparts and making themselves heard. Greg Ware's on point. Jason Stone's on point. They can't get it back there. Andre Marlowe wins it for Sheffield. As far as Les Milley. Tommy Plummer at the defence, reading it well. Big Greg Ware there. There being no space for Tommy Plummer. Here comes McEwen. Great skating from McEwen. Randy Smith is with him. Across the rink to Shannon Hope. Hope behind the net, looking for a man on point. There isn't one. Flicks it down, Array behind, but it's read well indeed by Steve Nemeth. Nemeth with the slap shot. Well taken by Stevie Lyle. Doug McEwen. Scotty Neal winning it for the Steelers. Nicky Chin back on his old home rink on the chase. Scott Neal putting himself about. Jason Stone behind his own net. But it's flicked out, but too far. And the Steelers are going to start again and all come out of the zone. Chris Kellen behind his own net. Just over 4 minutes remaining on the period. Good skating by big Ron Shudra, taking it deep into the zone. Priest is with him. Callan back on point. Round it goes, Matulik. Morio providing the pass there, but the offside call because Ian Cooper was in there too quickly.
A big component of this game this evening will be role players such as Scotty Neal and Peter Smith of the Cardiff Devils. Scotty Neal's been around the game a long time. He's often called upon by Coach Alex Dampier to do a specific job on a specific player from the opposition. And that makes all the difference in the world when it comes down to a game as close as this one is.
Mike Ware puts it in, but Tony Hand's back there well. Here comes Ron Shudra. Priestley's in front of him. Shudra gets the shot away, but it's wide. Matulik has Moria with him. On his left-hand side is Cooper. Moria wins it again. Play back on towards the crease. Can they keep it in? Matulik, blocked by Kellen. Round behind his own net. Looking to flick it out. Read well by Kellen. Looking for Hand. And Cooper's almost combining there to keep it in. 3 minutes remaining on the period. Still Sheffield 0, Cardiff Devils 0, Sheffield Steelers 0. The shot there almost lost there by Martin Mackay. Kept in well by Ian Cooper. Matulik. Mike Ware's back on point. Stephen Cooper's on point. Ian Cooper loses it round behind the net. Mackay has to keep that safe.
Plenty of pressure by the Devils in the Steelers' zone, and Martin Mackay just hangs onto that puck, but he did that for a reason. He did that because he knew his guys were in trouble. Ian Cooper trying to get something going in behind the net. It just comes out front. Martin Mackay jumps on it, stops the play, gives the Sheffield Steelers a chance to regroup.
Mackay once again the Steelers' hero, but it's still deep in their defensive zone. The face-off won in fact by Cardiff, but nobody on the point to make it count. Plummer for the Steelers. Still battling for it and keeping it in. Cranston is with him. Jason Stone for Cardiff. Shannon Hope lets it go out of the zone. Marlowe flicks it back in for Steelers. There's nobody there in pursuit, save for Cardiff Devils. Greg Ware from behind his net in control. But the Steelers come, and there's a chance here coming away of Tommy Plummer, but in goes the shot, and Plummer slips it under the goaltender, Stevie Lyle, and that was the closest we've come yet to a goal, and I don't really think Stevie Lyle knew where that was.
This opportunity resulted because of a forecheck. Stevie Lyle ends up making a save on a puck that he actually tried to clear out of the zone. As a goaltender, you really have to be careful in situations like that. When you're clearing the puck, it's got to be going to a neutral point on the ice surface.
Still 0-0 with just under 2 minutes remaining on the period here. Cardiff 0, Sheffield Steelers 0.
We've got Scotty Neal out on the ice right now. As a role player, as we talked before, he'll be out there trying to monitor and watch Randy Smith.
Well, we see that in football. They do it in ice hockey too. Scotty Neal perhaps the spoiler there as Greg Ware stops it for the Devils, but only as far as O'Connor. Marlowe's with him back. Scotty Neal puts it in, but Randy Smith's always a danger man. McEwen and Hope in front of him. Mackay plays it safe once again. Whenever Doug McEwen goes forward, Bob, danger threatens.
Because he's such a tremendous skater, he's always circling out there. Very rarely do you see him stop. Randy Smith coming out of the zone with a puck. He sees nothing else but shooting it at that stage because Sheffield was trying to control their own blue line.
Just under a minute and a half remaining. Still 0-0. Greg Ware and Jason Stone on the point. If Devils can win the face-off, Randy Smith all but gets it through.
We saw it last weekend. Face-offs being so very important. Justin George scoring a goal for the Sheffield Steelers right off a face-off. Here's another situation with Randy Smith almost getting away and getting a shot on Martin Mackay. On a face-off, players must try and hang on to their man. They cannot let him get to the net.
Ron Shooter with the face-off there against Randy Smith. The big men are there where it counts, and the linesman there, Terry Young, is having a few problems, and Shooter is told to get away. Somebody else can take it, and they do. Minute and a quarter remaining on the period, still 0-0. Kept in well by Jason Stone as he's dumped over the boards there by Nicky Chin, and Chin wins possession. A lovely hit on Nicky Chin there, but the crowd here are cheering. Of course, he's a former Cardiff Devil, but in goes the shot, and somehow the young man, Stevie Lyle, just 15 years old, manages to keep it out.
Lots of controversy with Nicky Chin, formerly a Cardiff Devil, coming back into his own ice rink. Mike O'Connor just getting the shot on the goalkeeper. Stevie Lyle coming way out of his net, makes a nice save, just hangs on to create the face-off in the zone.
One has the impression, Bob, that Stevie Lyle's playing his angles well there. When he comes out, they've not got any space to shoot at.
When the goalkeeper comes out of the net, it gives the shooter little or less opportunity to find a hole in the net. Forecheck marking by both sides has been a big part in this game. Paul Heavey, the Cardiff Devils, is trying to alleviate that by bringing Ian Cooper out into the center ice area. He's hoping that that will pull the Sheffield defenders back and ease up the opportunity for Cardiff to come out of their own zone.
Well, that's Stephen Cooper ran behind his own net, finding Ian Cooper. Cooper knocks it back with his skate. In turn to his brother. Flips the puck forward and the chase is on, with half a minute remaining on the period and still scoreless. The pass out to Tony Hand is just over the red line. The offside call takes the puck back into the Steelers zone with 27 seconds remaining, and perhaps the last chance of a goal here in this period for Cardiff Devils.
Tony Hand not very happy with that call whatsoever. He felt that he was onside with that pass coming from Chris Kellen.
I think if he'd seen it where we did, he wouldn't have had any complaint at all, Bob. Here we go. Mike Ware with a slap shot. There's Tony Hand, another chance for him. Way up the ice, and 20 seconds remaining on the period. The face-off once again back in the Steelers' defensive zone. What scoreline will they be looking for to take back to Sheffield then, Bob?
They'll want to keep it close. There's no question about it. One goal, perhaps maybe two, but nothing more than that. They know that they can go back into their own home rink and have an advantage. The same goes with Cardiff. Cardiff will be pressing because they want to get a goal advantage to take that back to Sheffield.
So back to point, the shot goes in for 55, which is Stephen Cooper. Mike Ware puts it back in, but there'll be an offside call here. The puck's gone out. The face-off will go to the other end, and there are 10 seconds remaining on the period.
Steve Moria, away from the Cardiff Devils for 3 years. He was a former captain of the team. He was British Division I's leading scorer last year, and in speaking to Ian Cooper, because he was part of the club before and because he blends in so well, it's almost like he's never left.
Steve Nemeth for the Steelers. Final attack, surely the slap shot high and wide. Priestley follows it in with seconds to go. There goes the hooter. The period ends 0-0, but really frenetic action from both sides. Outstanding goaltending from Martin Mackay in the Steelers' nets and from 15-year-old Stevie Lyle in the Cardiff Devils' nets. Only one penalty on the period, that going to Mike O'Connor, number 17 for the Steelers. That for slashing, but it all ended level. It's Cardiff Devils 0, Sheffield Steelers 0.
So no goal.
We're back for the second period of this fabulous B&H quarter-final. Cardiff Devils 0, the Sheffield Steelers 0. A first period that has seen fantastic goaltending at both ends, with no fewer than 11 shots saved by 15-year-old Stevie Lyle and 15 by man of the match so far, Martin Mackay. Face-off then for the second period. The Steelers gain possession right from the start. O'Connor, Les Milley, deep into the Cardiff zone, and the chase is on for Plummer. Misread there. Cranston, across the net, round behind the net. Shannon Hope. Bit of tough stuff from Plummer. Hope brings it out. McEwen. Greg Ware. Gets it across the point and flipped out. There's going to be surely a call here for icing. The first goal, Bob's going to be vital if anybody gets it, isn't it?
It is. This game 0-0 after one period, but Sheffield will be very pleased with that. They're playing away from home. If they leave this game with a 0-0 scoreline, they know that they've got that advantage going back onto their home ice.
Moria wins the face-off. Matulik back to Stephen Cooper. Cooper lines up the slap shot, which is wide. Ron Shudra. Shooter just fails to get it out. Mackay round behind his own net. Here come the Steelers. Ron Priestley checks it back to Shudra. But here come Devils away. The Devils on the break here. Matulik down the left flank. Matulik has men with him. Defensive cover is good, but the shot goes in from Mike Ware. Hits his own man and lays out Ian Cooper. Ian Cooper is suffering, but Tony Hand's got a chance at the other end and flips it into the net. Tony Hand producing the first goal of the game.
Cooper still down on the ice. There's a bit of an argument going on here. Tony Hand says that puck has definitely gone in the goal. They'll be talking to the goal judge just to find out exactly what the call will be. Go right. Go right.
Well, a lot of discussion taking place down on the bench as to whether that went in or not.
I mean that now, if you don't calm down, we're going to go. Can you get somebody else to this thing now? No, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter, no, it doesn't matter. If you've got possession of the puck, you've got there you go, breakaway and goal, end of story. He scored it. I'll tell you this just later on. Right? Tony Hand scored it, and I'll tell you this just later on. Go!
Tony Hand in on the goalkeeper, just fakes the shot. Goes around Stevie Lyle and puts it upstairs. He didn't have much choice on that play there because of the angle he was shooting at. There he fakes the shot. Lyle doesn't commit completely to it, but makes a very nice shot to get the puck upstairs into the top part of the net.
Well, there was a lot of dispute, and at the other end we saw Ian Cooper almost laid out. But that goal, Tony Hand's 14th this season in the Benson the Hedges Cup, an unassisted goal. The puck won just over the red line, and Hand made it all. And we know now that they are 1-0 in front. Can they take that lead to the Sheffield Arena? Matulik for Cardiff. They're not giving up. Sheffield keep it in hand. The chance from Shudra on the turn. Ron Shudra from Tony Hand's chip in. But now here comes Cardiff. Ian Cooper. Moria. Matulik is with him. The Sheffield defence is playing well at this stage in the second period. Just under 5 minutes gone in the period. Here's Shudra. Can he get the shot in? Good defensive work by Mike Ware. As Cardiff come away, Moria, Matulik, the shot. Mackay is equal to it.
We saw a great example of the hand-eye coordination of Ron Shudra. Ivan Matulik taking the puck on the wing. He just goes over the blue line and takes the shot on Martin Mackay, but he has no trouble with that. The result is a face-off deep in Sheffield territory.
Well, Mackay is still with his shutout intact with 5 minutes of the second period gone. 1-0 to the Sheffield Steelers. Tony Hand, the scorer, has 14th goal this year in the Benson the Hedges Cup. Randy Smith behind his own goal. Here come Cardiff out to point to Jason Stone. Stone with a slap shot, whacked away by Mackay. Scott Neal. Nemeth. Marlowe wanted that, but Nemeth is getting the shot in. Hits the stick of Stevie Lyle, bounces off the side netting. Out of the defensive zone to O'Connor. O'Connor's shot taken down well by Lyle. End-to-end stuff, still 1-0 to Sheffield. Randy Smith. Could we get a penalty call here? No, the referee says no, we play on. The Cardiff fans hollering. Greg Ware winning the puck. Out to 29, Neil Francis, the 20-year-old Welshman who missed much of last season with a shoulder injury, but he's in the thick of the action here. Marlowe to Nemeth for the Steelers. Nicky Chin with the shot. Taken at the second attempt by Stevie Lyle. McEwen and Chin, great contact there. Big Doug McEwen, young Nicky Chin. The hard-skating McEwen. They keep it in. The shot from Shannon Hope. The block from Marlowe. Stone losing out to Cranston. Cranston with the shot. Flicks off the stick of Mike Ware, and a breather for all concerned.
A lot of bumping and grinding going on out there, but both teams taking care of their defensive zones. They're almost certain that when the puck comes around the barrier, it's got to go out over the blue line. That way, the other team on the offense must turn around and regroup and come in as a unit. That's not always so easy. Plus, it gives the team that shot the puck out of the zone a little bit of a chance for a breather and to regroup themselves.
Well, the smiles on the faces of the Steelers supporters there because their side leads 1-0 as Cardiff come away. Stephen Cooper looking for Shannon Hope. Defensive cover here in this second period from the Steelers is excellent. So Lee Young, the 18-year-old linesman for Bracknell, taking that face-off as Kellen chases back for the Steelers. Out to point. Les Milley. Tommy Plummer. Plummer flicks it out. Randy Smith keeps it in the zone, but it comes out on the rebound. Stephen Cooper puts it back. Abel's watching it. Kellen's there. Here comes Cranston. On his right, but Abel plays it left. Flipped out by Plummer. Cranston's there. But it's the Devils with Stephen Cooper. Big Doug McEwen. Randy Smith. Abel stays calm. To Cranston. Only as far as Stephen Cooper. Cooper's shot is wild. Kellen. Both teams changing. It's Neil Abel who finds Les Milley. Strikes the linesman, keeps the puck in. Balls to Matulik. Lovely poke check there from Abel. Keeps it out of his defensive zone. Bit of rough stuff on Shudra. Mike Ware, but in turn Stephen Cooper. Moria with the slap shot. Long range one this as Mackay goes down and almost loses it. Matulik round behind the net. Slap shot going in from Stephen Cooper. Pads of Mackay, but here comes Priestley. Hands on the far side. Hand gets the shot in and second goal to Tony Hand. A brilliant goal from Tony Hand, his second of the game, his 15th in the Benson the Hedges Cup.
The Cardiff Devils got caught pressurizing in the offensive zone, which enabled the Sheffield Steelers to come out on a 2-on-1 situation. Ken Priestley picks this loose puck up. He knows he's got Tony Hand with him. Makes a nice little pass across the ice. Tony Hand makes no mistake. Priestley coming in on his own, just takes his time, lets Greg Ware commit himself over to Tony Hand. Boom, she's in the back of the net.
Tony Hand there with the assist from Priestley, and that puts the Steelers in control. 2-0 with just under 11.5 minutes left in the second period. Cardiff 0, Sheffield 2. They're singing from Yorkshire. Moria nudged off the puck there by Nicky Chin. In goes Smith, but Moria wins it back, and wins it back well. There's Jason Stone with him, but Peter Smith, Whoopi puts it deep over and into the Steelers line. But the Steelers are playing good hockey this period. Steve Nemeth. Nemeth with the slap shot. Lyle is screened as Scotty Neal goes across it. Cardiff, Greg Ware deep into the Sheffield zone. Can Cardiff pull it back? Nicky Chin gets booed by the fans of his old club. Good stick handling there by Shannon Hope, almost creates an opportunity. Good play from Sheffield Steelers. Nemeth and Plummer combining well. And Cardiff win it back, and here comes Doug McEwen. Shot from McEwen goes off the skate of O'Connor and to safety. Marlowe and McEwen. An altercation, a little one at least. Lovely check there from O'Connor. They're putting it about here as McEwen's flat and Stone keeps it in. Here comes Milley. Hope with the shot. Lovely body check. They're putting themselves about here. As the Steelers come away again. Les Milley. giving his colleagues a chance to change on the fly. Shannon Hope for Cardiff. The chanting, the noise, a great atmosphere here. Just under 10 minutes of the period remaining. The game halfway over at the moment, and 2 goals from Tony Hand have made it Sheffield 2, Cardiff 0.
The Cardiff Devils find themselves behind the 8 ball, and you can see that in their play. They're pressing forward all the time now. They're trying to take advantage of opportunities, and they're really on top of the puck when it goes into Sheffield's zone.
Well, Alex Dampier gets happier and happier. There's the second goal going in from Tony Hand. 2 goals from Hand, and you can hear it now in the background. We can tell which fans those are that are singing, I'm sure. Yes, Tony Hand so far in the Benson and the Hedges this year has made his mark on plenty of occasions, 15 so far, and certainly making his presence felt here tonight. Tony Hand on the puck once again. That was an intended pass, I would have thought, but the icing call brings the puck down at the other end. So both his goals, his first goal from Tony Hand tonight was unassisted, the second laid on at peach by Ron Priestley.
Tony Hand, a key player coming over from Edinburgh to Sheffield just this season. But you look for players like this to do a big job in a key game. He's clearly a very creative player, very offensive, very dominant that way. That's what his game's all about.
Stephen Cooper with the shot for Cardiff, but they can't seem to get him on target this period. Can they this time? Mike Ware, won by Ron Shudra. Here comes Priestley. Priestley taking his time, a chance for Priestley. Oh yes, Ron Priestley came out of nothing, and there into the net it went.
Very innocent play by Ken Priestley. He was actually coming into the zone looking for options. He's looking around there, he's seeing what he could do. Mike Ware manages to get a hold of him, but not enough, and he just bangs at it at the last moment and catches the short side of the net on Lyle. Just gets in over the blue line, looking for options. Gets tied up by Mike Ware, but still manages to get the shot away to beat the sprawling Stevie Lyle.
Joy for the Steelers, and Ron Shudra, the skipper, awarded an assist on that one, but no doubt about the scorer, Ken Priestley, with just over 8.5 minutes remaining. As Cardiff have it all to do, 3-0 it is to the Sheffield Steelers. And a chance for break the deadlock. Goal going in there, brilliant effort there from Steve Borio. Steve Borio collecting that on the edge of the crease and putting Cardiff back in it.
Stephen Cooper is the key to this play, as he keeps the puck in his zone. It just goes around Andrew Mallow here. He's basically tied up, but manages to get the pass out to Steve Boria, who's in front of the net, and he makes no mistake when he's in close like that. Pass out by Cooper, one time by Steve Boria.
So Cardiff back in it. This Wales National Ice Rink has come alive. Devils 1, Steelers 3. 8.5 minutes of the second period to go. Steve Boria, the fans' favourite, the scorer. The assist going to Ivan Matulik and Stephen Cooper. Nicky Chin for Steelers. It'll start to be a battle of tactics in a moment, I'm sure. Doug McEwen there, holding it up for Cardiff. And now, absolutely vital that Cardiff hold their lines for a while, and the Cardiff bench certainly looking pensive. They know they're back in the game.
It's a big goal for the Cardiff Devils to get themselves back into this hockey game and keep the fight and the fire moving. Another one will get them right back into this game. But on contrast to that, you can see that Sheffield's going to try and prevent that and just keep the puck very, very simple along the boards. Make no mistakes.
Paul Heavey is the man at the bench there, giving instructions to his players. It's frenetic now there. They know what they have to do, and Paul Heavey is the man motivating his team here in their home rink. but the Steelers keeping it in the zone, but here comes Cardiff. Randy Smith with the slap shot. It's deflected to safety as McEwen follows it in. Right round behind the goal goes McEwen. Can he get it out to point? No, he gets the shot away. Penalty called here as McEwen is brought down. And we're going to have to see who the call is on, because we know now there.
Doug McEwen, one of the most prominent players for the Devils and certainly around the league, because he is such a good skater. He picks the puck up in their zone, makes a nice move there, doesn't quite get the shot on goal because it is deflected, but creates the penalty, and as a result, Cardiff are going to go on the power play.
So Chris Kellen, the man in the box, which means now we have the chance of a Sheffield power play. But here comes Rod Priestley again, the chance of a short-handed goal, but Stevie Lala's equal to it, and there's a penalty call here now, so the power play advantage is lost.
The shot blocked by Ken Priestley in his own defensive zone on the shot from Mike Ware. He just manages to get the speed up and get by Mike. As a result of that, he's having to be held down.
Chris Kellen, the man in the box, but he's quickly followed into the box there by Mike Ware, going in there for Cardiff, which means that now both teams are back to level. Number 26 for Cardiff, Mike Ware, goes into the box to join Chris Kellen. Kellen has only served 10 seconds, so we had a 10-second power play there for Cardiff. Bob, they could have done with better.
Mike Ware will be disappointed that that call was made, because he knows that he wanted to keep his team on the power play.
Randy Smith going it alone for Cardiff. But this time, here's another chance for Ken Priestley. Here's Priestley, can he stick it away? Hits the red, it's the steel work. Priestley misses his target. Here comes Cardiff. Doug McEwen. Priestley hitting the pipe work. Shannon Hope. Tony Hand. Penalties, 10-second advantage the way of Cardiff at the moment. 1 minute and 36 seconds remaining there on the penalty. 1:31 now for Mike Ware. 1:23 remaining on Chris Kellen's penalty.
Temper's starting to flare out there. We see lots of big hits. Dougie McEwen trying to get his team back into the game. That's the reason why he's making hits like that. He knows that it's Shannon Hope coming into the zone, just takes the shot. Martin Mackay stacks the side of the net against the post, makes the save, and creates the face-off.
Well, the pace of the hockey in this period is something pretty special, Bob. They're going at it hammer and tongs, no quarter asked, none given as the Steelers come away. Shudra just stops himself going offside. Nemeth picks it up. Shudra's there. O'Connor's with him, kicked away by Lyle. Greg Ware brings it out of his zone, challenged by Nemeth. Moria with him, the goal scorer for Cardiff. Getting it back to point to Greg Ware. Ware flips it forward to Matulik. Won by O'Connor to Sheffield. Has Shudra with him. And now the chance is on for Chin, but Stone provides the cover for Cardiff. A 10-second difference on the penalties at the moment. Shudra. The seconds counting down. Kellen will be the first one back on the ice. Kellen about to come back down below us. Kellen is back on the ice. Mike Ware will be with us in a minute. Ware about to come out too with the 10-second difference on the penalties. Here comes Mike Ware, he's on the ice, both teams back to strength. And Ware picks it up straight away, fed by Moria. Matulik is having problems there because he thought he was hooked, but here's Chin. Chin with the shot, the post there hit by, really, that's twice in the battle of a couple of minutes that the steelwork has been hit by the Sheffield Steelers. Mike Ware's going to get a shot in here. Mackay is equal to it. And we can now see what ice hockey is all about. They say it's a man's game, and that certainly made it so.
Mike Ware getting the shot on the goalkeeper. And he was mad on that play. He let the shot go. Mackay makes the save, but watch him come in on this. He wants to put that in himself. No matter how it happens, he wants that puck going into the net.
So straight away, Mike Ware is going to go into the box again. He's just come out of there. 2 minutes for charging, the call on Mike Ware as he charged into goaltender Martin Mackay. And really the referee, Simon Kirkham, had no option there, did he?
Mike Ware will be arguing that call. As a result, he's received a cut just around the nose area.
So Mike Ware, 2 minutes for charging. He's back in the box within 60 seconds of coming out of it.
One of the things Paul Heavey will be telling his players is he'll say, guys, make sure we've got that high man. On a number of different occasions here, Sheffield have made that pass up front, made the transition play. We find Ken Priestley, Tony Hand in on 2-on-1 situations. Those are the areas that are going to kill you.
Well, the Sheffield Steelers have the power play. They've only had 10 seconds of power play so far in this match, but there goes the shot in from Nemeth across to Hand. The cover is effective as Cardiff come away, but Randy Smith fails to gain possession, leaving it to Shudra. Sheffield, can they make this power play count? Here they go. Kellen flipping it across all the way, perhaps too far. 4.5 minutes remaining on the period. And Stevie Lyle is down to that. 1.5 minutes remaining on the penalty on Mike Ware.
Stevie Lyle. The puck comes back to the point to Ron Shudra. He just gets it into Ken Priestley. Now he's at a bit of a bad angle here. He would have liked to have got a better shot away, but Stevie Lyle just jumped on it and caused the stoppage in play.
While the Steelers pulling the goal back through Steve Moria, but the Devils pulling the goal back through Steve Moria, but really the period belongs to Sheffield Steelers. Not only have they scored 3 goals this period, but twice they've hit the pipe work. And here they come again on the power play. Helen, Tony Hand with the shot into the side netting. Comes out, Priestley's looking for it and wins it. To Hand, looking for Priestley to shoot her on the point. The vicious shot. Lyle fails to hold it, but gets it at the second attempt as they charge in there.
The change in the flow of play there. A nice opportunity for Sheffield. Ken Priestley, I believe, going around behind the net. He just brings it back because he knows that the rest of the Devils players, that was actually Tony Hand. The Devils players were all going the other direction. There was Shudra. He gets the shot from the point. Nicky Chin is in there for a rebound, but Stevie Lyle covers up.
Here comes Shudra on the point again, and Lyle gets down to that despite being screened by no fewer than 3 players. He couldn't have seen that one, but he was equal to it. Moria for Cardiff, Stephen Cooper. Chin wins it back with Priestley in front of him. Priestley skating hard, Hope with the cover, McEwen in front of the net, but so is Tony Hand. Lyle gets it down, but too late for the referee. Just over 3.5 minutes remaining in the period, and it's 3-1 to the Sheffield Steelers.
The Steelers will be trying to gain control in the offensive zone on this power play situation. Gain control and try and get a good scoring opportunity.
Well, there's Alex Dampier certainly giving instructions. He must be fairly satisfied with what's happened in this period. His team 3-1 in front when it counts. But Cardiff get this out. It's chased back. Good piece of work there quickly by Cranston. Millie with the chase. O'Connor back on point. Marlowe across the other side. Can they get it to him? O'Connor tries to get the shot in the break here, but big Doug McEwen. Could this be number 2 for Cardiff? McEwen finds the net. A brilliant effort by Doug McEwen. His 9th goal in the Benson and Hedges this season. Cardiff are back in the game.
A game-breaking player is Doug McEwen. And he capitalizes on this opportunity. The shot from the point just hits his stick. He goes in alone, clear on goaltender Mackay, all the way from the red line. Looks like he's going to fake the shot. He takes it anyway. and puts it right between the legs of Martin Mackay.
So it's Cardiff 2, Sheffield 3. The game is alive here. A really fabulous second period with just 3 minutes of it remaining.
Devils second goal scored by number 7, McEwen.
Devils 2, Steelers 3. There were no goals in the first period, but we've made up for it in this second. Marlowe being chased by Mike Ware. Cranston. Are we going to get the offside call? Surely it was. Referees let it go. Linesman let it go. Moria on the puck. Mike Ware. Here comes McEwen. A check from O'Connor. Cranston wins it back. Marlowe flips it forward. That's going to be icing. Just over 2.5 minutes of the period remaining. Just 1 goal in it.
Momentum changing from Sheffield to Cardiff as a result of the goal by McEwen. The Sheffield coaching staff, which is trying to calm their players down, try and change the momentum somewhat again in their favor, go into the second period, or finish the second period, I should say, with the 1-goal lead. Sheffield electing to do a late change there, bringing Scotty Neal onto the ice. He'll have a specific job to do by Dampier and his coaching staff.
The crowd picking up went in from Ware on point, but it went straight into the side netting and the Steelers get it out of the zone. Ian Cooper tries to get it back in, but somehow it's Nemeth. We're inside the last 2 minutes of the period. 3-2 to Sheffield Steelers. 3 goals they've scored, twice they've hit the pipework in this period. But Cardiff have come back with 2, and they're back in this game with a vengeance. 1 minute and 34 seconds remaining. They change lines once again. This is when it really counts, playing 3 lines, Bob.
The guys are fresh. They're coming off that bench. They can contribute so much to the game. If you're tired, you're not thinking the same way, and you get yourself into trouble.
The face-off then, deep in the Cardiff Devils zone. Can Cardiff pull one back to level it on the period? Can Sheffield extend the lead? Neil Abel whacks it in. 1.5 minutes remaining, or just under. Here comes Randy Smith. Jason Stone helps him. It's flicked out of the zone, but only as far as Kelland. Kelland bringing it out. Some hard skating. The experienced Kelland loses possession here, and could this be another chance for Doug McEwen? McEwen gets it back to point. The shot goes in from Randy Smith. It's just wide. Shannon Hope gets it back, but out of the zone it comes. Another chance coming the way of Cardiff. Somewhat unfortunate there. Inside the last minute, the Stone plays it out to McEwen. But it's won by Priestley for the Steelers. Greg Ware coming back on the cover with Jason Stone, but losing out. The chance here coming the way of Tony Hand. Oh, if he'd got a stick on that, there would have been a goal. Just half a minute remaining, just over half a minute. Randy Smith for Devils. And here comes Doug McEwen with the shot. Can it get in? But here we come. Here comes Ron Shooter with it out for the Steelers. Here comes Tony Hand. Hand's in possession. But somehow it comes out of the zone with just 16 seconds remaining. An incident there, and the referee deciding that something's got to be done about it. And somehow it looks as if Tony Hand was losing his helmet there. But there's a penalty called, and we see on whom here, because this could be vital right at the end of the period. It appears that there are 2 two-minute penalties being called here. Well, Alex Dampier far from happy about that, because it could turn the game here. Well, there's some argument going on there as to what should have happened or what is happening. The referee, Steve Kirkham, has decided that Big Doug McEwen goes into the box, and at the other end of the bench, so... And Tony Hand, a penalty for roughing. Certainly he's in the box there, and we can see him, and he's having a word with the Cardiff fans there. Well, McEwen a hand in the box. But Hand certainly seems to have two 2-minute penalties there, because it's the Steelers that are playing short-handed with 12 seconds remaining. Tony Hand then, 2+2, which means the power play is the way of Cardiff Devils with 12 seconds remaining on the period. But the Steelers have to kill this one with 7 seconds remaining on the period. Cardiff in possession. There goes the shot, kept away by Mackay. Here it comes, and that's the end of the period. A marvellous period of ice hockey. 3-2 the Steelers lead, but penalties to tell. 2 goals from Tony Hand and 1 from Ron Priestley, putting Sheffield seemingly in control. But Steve Moria coming back on an assist from Stephen Cooper. And then a great goal from Doug McEwen gave Cardiff hope at the end of the period. Those penalties could count against the Steelers, with Tony Hand starting the 3rd period in the box. It's Cardiff 2, Sheffield 3.
Third period. Let's find out. Our commentator is Tony Millard.
You join us in the 3rd period. Cardiff Devils 2, Sheffield Steelers 3. A fabulous game of ice hockey, which could be decided by penalties, because Tony Hand, the man who scored 2 goals already for Sheffield, is in the penalty box, along with Neil Abel serving the first of a 2+2 penalty. In the box at the other end is Doug McEwen, and that means that when McEwen and the first 2 minutes of Hand's penalty are solved, we see 2 men come back on the ice, and then there's a power play the way of Cardiff, who are now in possession. Mike Ware. Here it comes. Can Cardiff keep it in? Matulik. Out to point to Mike Ware. Stephen Cooper's this side. And Martin Mackay gets down on it well. Well, there is Cooper. Stephen Cooper playing it around the back. But here come the Steelers once again. Ron Shudra in possession. Flicked up the ice. Abel round behind the net. Plummer gets it out, tries to get it out of the zone. One back for Cardiff by Randy Smith. Still deep in the Steelers zone with Smith round behind the net. Out it comes. Good bit of skating there by Tommy Plummer. Loses possession. Good poke check by Ware. 3-2 still to the Sheffield Steelers. 15.5 minutes remaining of the game. A great game of ice hockey here. Played in splendid spirit as Cranston in possession for the Steelers. Going round behind the net. Comes out, tries to flick it too far across the crease, and out come Cardiff once again. Randy Smith, Mike Ware, deep into the zone, gets the shot away, but just wide. Held against the back of the net. One has the impression that Cardiff have lifted their game a bit, Bob.
Sheffield have done a good job. Tony Hand coming out of the penalty box now. Alex Dampier will be pleased with that. But Sheffield have done a good job to mark key players on the Cardiff side. Randy Smith, a very dominant force and offensive player, who Cardiff will be looking to score some goals, has been nullified by the Sheffield Steelers side so far.
Plenty of action here in the Wales National Ice Rink. Second leg still to come at the Sheffield Arena. Nothing between the sides. Save that 1 goal. 3-2 to Sheffield. Moria around behind the net. Kellen shadowing him well. Tony Hand finds big Ron Shudra. Shudra checks back inside. Has nobody with him. Recover well from Greg Ware. Matulik. Moria's with him. Matulik gets the shot away. Hits a post on the side of the side netting. Mike Ware gets it back in. Cardiff started to play a bit. Randy Smith round the back of the net. Stephen Cooper looks for it, but Tulik's with him. Moria held into the boards by Kelland. Puck comes loose. Abel gets back to try and get it out of the area, but it's held in fact by Cooper. Round behind the net, looking for Moria. Stephen Cooper with the cover for Cardiff, chased by Tony Hand. Gets it outside the defensive zone as far as Moria. Moria inadvertently back towards his own keeper, Lyle. To Ware. Here comes Stephen Cooper. Randy Smith is with him, trailing. Randy Smith gains possession. Nobody on point. Nicky Chin comes away with it for the Steelers. Scott Neal's there. The shot from Chin is saved by Lyle. Chin gets another go. He's dumped there. It's tough in the corner. Mike Ware with the check. Cheers as Nicky Chin, the former Cardiff player, is taken into the boards. Mike Ware comes away. Puck runs loose. Scotty Neal with Mike Ware. Bodies flying everywhere. The game is warming up. Here comes Nemeth. Nicky Chin is with him. Chin has a chance. Great goal for Nicky Chin. Nicky Chin, a marvellous goal against his former club. A great effort from Nicky Chin. His 4th goal in this year's Benson and Hedges.
That's like 2 goals for Nicky Chin. Once against the Cardiff Devils, and the other against the supporters that are here tonight. Steve Nemeth coming out of the zone. Nice little move there. It's a 2-on-1 now, just over to Nicky Chin. He makes no mistake to put it in behind Lyle. This is the move, right on Doug McEwen there. A 2-on-1 against Jason Stone. Over to Nicky Chin, and he puts it in the top corner.
So, Nicky Chin, that's probably what the young Welshman wanted to do, to score against his old club. He's done just that to make it Cardiff 2, Sheffield 4. Here comes Priestley, and surely it's brought down there. No call, really. I think if we'd have been in Tilburg last week, that certainly would have called. There was Randy Smith with the shot. But really, it seemed to me that Priestley was flat and good and proper there, a genuine trip.
Sometimes I think we learn if they're going to fall, they do it in a very, very sporadic way. Ken Priestley was clear, though, and he definitely was going for goal. And should he get in alone, there you see. But he just manages to get caught. That was probably a legitimate penalty. Simon Kirkham didn't think so, though.
Well, Simon Kirkham comes from Leicester, and perhaps they have different rules there. Nemeth away for the Steelers, 4-2. They lead. Stevie Lahr gets it away. Nemeth gets it back in. Priestley on the crease, almost there. Here comes Cardiff. Randy Smith, lovely pass out. Comes back to Matulik. A great effort. Once again, the pipes are hit, and Martin Mackay gets down on it. Ivan Matulik there, a great chance of a goal. A fabulous shot. Mackay was beaten all ends up, but the post came to his rescue.
Nice tic-tac-toe passing with Matulik getting the shot on the goal. He just lets it go. Mackay gets a little bit of it, but it hits the crossbar. You got to have a little luck on your side sometimes. Nice little pass by Randy Smith. Another tic-tac-toe to Matulik, who's in the slot area, and he's the shooter. Mackay comes up with a save and has a little bit of luck on it.
It was so quick, I did Mackay an injustice. He certainly got something on that and probably saved a certain goal. McEwen with the face-off for Cardiff. Can they do it? Just under 7 minutes remaining. 4-2 to Sheffield. We have a little bit of fun going on between Ian Cooper and down to my right there. There's a little bit of friendly rivalry, I think. Ian Cooper, Ron Shooter's there.
These players will be jostling for position on this face-off. An inch means a lot if you're taking this face-off and you can gain possession of the puck.
Greg Ware with the shot, flicked away by the stick of Ron Shudra. Mackay gets across quickly. McEwen takes a tumble. One has the impression that Cardiff will keep McEwen on for much of the remaining period. Cranston with the shot, flicked away by Lyle. Cranston gets another one. Cranston gets in the rebound. A marvellous goal from Cranston, his first of the game. And now Sheffield are singing as Cranston scores his 5th goal in the Benson and Hedges this year.
Rebounds being the key here. Kim Cranston, a big game player. He always comes up with that goal when you need it. He just takes the shot. A bit of a rebound coming off of Stevie Lyle, and he's there to pick that rebound up and put it in the back of the net. Cranston's a very good skater. He knows he's got no room here. He just takes the shot. The The rebound comes out, and he puts it in the empty net.
A genuine mistake by the 15-year-old goaltender for the Cardiff Devils. It's Sheffield leading 5 goals to 2. Just over 5 minutes remaining. The second leg still to come, and here comes Doug McEwen. Greg Ware keeps it in. Won by Hope. Hope gets the slap shot in against the pads of Martin Mackay. Couldn't have known much about that. Scotty Neal whacks it away up the ice. The icing call will give Sheffield a breather. But if they lead by 5 goals to 2, they won't mind about that.
Tactics changing with the Sheffield Steelers. Scotty Neal coming out there to give a guy a couple of breathers. Alex Dampier thinking about things. He's now moved Ron Shudra off the forward line with Tony Hand and Ken Priestley. And he put him back on defense. He's back out again on the forward line now as Michael Connor and Andrew Mello are playing defense, but Dampier would have done that to give his defenseman a bit of a breather.
One gets the impression that Alex Dampier's going for the kill here because a 3-goal lead could well clinch the tie for Sheffield as they take it back to their own ice rink. Stephen Cooper, the Cardiff captain, has got to do something perhaps to boost his team. Cooper, Matulik, heavy check, an effective one there by O'Connor. The Steelers get it out. They'll be content with that. Ron Shudra now chasing Cardiff. Just over 5 minutes remaining, a 3-goal margin as Matulik gets into Mike Ware. Ware nicks it in, Randy Smith chases it, but here come the Steelers again. Priestley, Shudra's trailing, here goes the chance of another goal, a brilliant one there. And Tony Hand gets his 3rd goal of the game. Going in there and sailing in on the pass. A hat-trick for Tony Hand, which means for him it's 16 goals in the Benson this year.
A beautiful combination effort here. Ken Priestley, once again, gaining possession, taking the puck into the zone, sees Tony Hand racing down the far side. He makes no mistake with it on a one-time pass with a shot in behind Steve Lyle.
Here we go with 5 minutes to go. Sheffield leading 6 goals to 2. They opened up with a 3-goal lead. Cardiff pulled 2 back, but now Sheffield in this 3rd period have made the game well and truly their own. Stephen Cooper, the Cardiff captain, gets it out of the zone, or doesn't. He gets it to Randy Smith. Randy Smith tries to find his man Matulik and does at the second attempt. Mike Ware, Cardiff come forward. Plummer wins it and checks back well, but the defensive cover is deep, but Plummer beats both of them. And checks back to get the puck across to the man on point. No, he doesn't. He flicks it into the corner. There's nobody chasing that. Sheffield to come back and consolidate. Here come Cardiff. Moria. Randy Smith's on his right. Here comes Cardiff. Randy Smith, can he get the shot in? Goes to Matulik. There's a penalty call here.
Ivan Matulik getting a broken stick on that play, and instead of dropping the stick and going over to his bench to pick a new one up, he probably didn't realize that it was broken, and he just continued to get involved in the play. He ends up getting called on a 2-minute delay of game penalty.
Well, a very unfortunate penalty there for playing with a broken stick. 2 minutes for Ivan Matulik, and that means that Cardiff have to play short-handed. There are only 4 minutes to go. They're 6-2 down. Really, they wanted anything but this at this stage.
Matulik's such a tremendous competitor as well. He comes to play every night. He's a big, strong guy, and he really hasn't been getting the bounces his way tonight.
This going the way of Sheffield at the moment. Just over 4 minutes remaining. Sheffield leading 6-2. The game going the way of Sheffield. Insurance as they take it to the Sheffield Arena. Cardiff will have to come back quickly in the second leg or pull at least something back now here. The Wales Arena exceedingly quiet of Welsh chants, but the Yorkshire voices are making themselves heard. The Scotsman there in control of the Cardiff team, Paul Heavey, has his work cut out this weekend.
Frustration perhaps starting to set in a little bit, but he knows that there's a second leg coming up. Now Cardiff have got tremendous offensive strength, so they can score goals. So no matter what's transpiring, he knows that they've got a chance going back into Sheffield. He'll want to try and bring one back before this game's over with.
Well, the young Devils fans there still hopeful of getting something out of this, but with just under 4 minutes remaining, Cardiff playing short-handed and 6-2 down. Their task means they have a mountain to climb. Tony Hand for Sheffield. Time on their side. But they won't shy at the chance of another goal, because this could really sew the tie up. Offside call on the blue line.
The Sheffield coaching staff electing to shift their lines a little bit once again.
Nicky Chin on your screen, certainly revenge here against his former club. The Welshman back in Cardiff, but certainly enjoying himself here tonight.
And he's also playing on the power play at the moment, alongside of Ken Priestley and Tony Hand, moving Ron Shudra back onto defense, as we discussed earlier on in the game.
So Cardiff have got their work cut out. Chance here, Ron Shudra back on defence with Chris Kellan. Ron Priestley coming back with him as they mount the power play. Tony Hand, a hat-trick to his name so far. Kellan, just over 3 minutes remaining. There goes Priestley. 3 minutes remaining, or just over. Fractionally over, with really the Steelers totally in control here, and just 49 seconds remaining on the penalty. The unfortunate penalty for Ivan Matulik for playing with a broken stick means that Cardiff up against it perhaps even more than they might have been in these closing stages.
As a home game, Cardiff certainly felt that they could probably keep this close. Sheffield knew that if they went into their own rink on Sunday with either one goal down or even, that they'd have a clear chance of winning this series.
Moria with it for Cardiff, bringing it out with Randy Smith, getting it down neatly and checking back inside, gets the shot away. Mackay's equal to it. Shudra, the Steelers with time on their side. Coming forward, Chin returns it to him, Priestley skating with him, hands behind him. Ron Shudra deep into the area. Could this be a goal for Shudra? Yes, he does! Brilliant piece of skating from Ron Shudra for goal number 7, and it's his 12th in the Benson and Hedges this year.
Ron Shudra coming up very big for the Sheffield Steelers on an end-to-end rush. He makes a beautiful move here. He catches Shannon Hope going the other direction, puts the puck past him. Nice little move on Stevie Lyle, picks up his own rebound and puts it in the net. He catches Shannon Hope going the other direction, puts his rebound in to give Sheffield their 7th goal.
A night to remember for the 22-year-old Welshman against his former Welsh colleagues. Here comes Cardiff. Here goes Ian Cooper. Can he salvage something here? Loses control, but Doug McEwen picks it up to Ian Cooper. Cooper looks for Hope. Hope retains possession. Cooper fixes in the slap shot. Mike Ware comes forward. Doug McEwen trails. Just over half a minute remaining. Almost a chance for Cardiff. There is there with Shannon Hope, but somehow Martin Mackay is equal to it. Lots happening there. Really, we could do without this after the way this game has been played, and I'm sure the referees are sorted out. Kellan has his helmet off, and big Ron Shudra is certainly having his say there.
Temper starting to flare at the later stages of this game. Frustration perhaps starting to settle in a little bit from the Cardiff side. But they basically just haven't got the breaks tonight. They've had some opportunities. The puck just hasn't bounced their way. They're still a very good hockey club. I think they have to put the game in perspective and take that with them going into that second leg in Sheffield.
Well, certainly it was done with smiles, that little altercation in front of Martin Mackay's net. Another fine game for Mackay, though. He played well in Tilburg in the Europa Cup on the weekend, and he's doing well here tonight. He's just conceded 2 goals, both of those in the second period. The fans here from Sheffield almost counting down the seconds now. Randy Smith with a shot, a consolation goal from Randy Smith, but I think it's disallowed because they think there was a man in the crease. No, they're going to give it to Randy Smith, I think.
Randy Smith, Player of the Year. He does his work in the offensive zone. He just gets the puck right around the circle area, lets the shot go right on the ice on the short side. Mackay perhaps didn't see that completely because of Matulik being in the crease.
So So Randy Smith, with just 15 seconds to go, putting a goal back, which could be vital yet for Cardiff. Sheffield leads 7-3. Hitting the post, another chance for a Cardiff goal. Just seconds remaining, but it's all over. A marvellous game of ice hockey, and I'm sure the teams will all shake hands on the centre of the ice because they've all enjoyed this. The Sheffield players are back there congratulating their goaltender Martin Mackay. 1 goal in the closing seconds, 2 goals in the second period. But a really great game of ice hockey. It was scoreless at the end of period 1. 5 goals came in the second period. Sheffield opened up a lead of 3-0 with 2 goals from Tony Hand and 1 from Ken Priestley. And it all ended, Cardiff 3, Sheffield 7, all to play for in the second leg, but Sheffield had that 4-goal advantage.
So Cardiff had it all to do in the second leg of their Benson and Hedges Cup quarter-final at the Sheffield Arena. You can see all the action on Wednesday night at 7 o'clock on Sky Sports. Right, we're just going to take a very short break. After